Alright, welcome back guys, Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on the May 2018 Image Comics cover reveals that were released yesterday. So if you're interested in that, you want to know my thoughts on some of my favorite comics, stick around because I'll be getting into my favorites. Also, I did a separate Walking Dead cover reveal earlier today, so if you want to check that out, I'll have a link to that up above, but I didn't include it here because I figured it'd just be a little longer, so I kept it separate. So check that out. I'll have it linked up above, like I said. But I'm going to be going into my favorites, so favorite image books here, and I'll have a separate Aftershock Comics video coming out soon, so stick around for that. So if you're into image comics, you want to know my favorite comics, stick around. Also, if you want to see me do reviews on any of these books, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll maybe get around to doing a review on them coming up soon. So now let's begin. Now first I'm going to get into a few of my honorable mentions, which include Sleepless, Gravediggers Union, Oblivion Song, Crude, Kick-Ass, Days of Hate, Gideon Falls, Versus, and Gasolina. Now I'm not going to be doing cover reveals for these. One, because certain covers like Gravediggers Union and Days of Hate don't give you too much about the comic, along with Days of Hate being a little controversial. Others like Versus, I just started reading, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep up with the story. And then there's things like Sleepless, where I'm just not into it and it's not grabbing me yet. Similar with Gasolina, I like both of those books, but they're just not grabbing me yet, and they're not like some of my favorite books. But I'm definitely reading them, and I'm very interested to see where the story goes. Along with other things like Gideon Falls, Oblivion Song, and Crude, I'm definitely gonna pick them up since they're image first. But since I don't know how I'm going to like the story and if I'm going to continue with them, I'm not totally sure. I don't want to do cover reveals on them yet, but if I pick up them and I end up liking them, then maybe I'll end up doing cover reveals and reviews on them if I end up liking them. Along with other things, Kick-Ass just came out too, so I don't want to do a review on that yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with the book, but it looks very interesting from what I've seen of it so far. But these are my quick honorable mentions. Like I said, I didn't include them in the overall video because I'm not sure if I'm going to keep up with them, if I'm going to be reading them at this time, but I just want to add them here just because they're books I'm definitely interested in and probably going to keep reading, hopefully, and maybe if I continue liking them, I'll do reviews on them in the near future. Alright, so my first comic cover reveal is for Elsewhere number 7. Now the synopsis says, after suffering a massive setback, Amelia D.B. Cooper push forward in their quest to reach the portal that will take them back to Earth. Now I'm very excited for this. Now we haven't gotten Elsewhere number 5. That comes out in March, so I'm very excited to see what that sets up. I'm glad that they're moving on with the story after what happened in issue 4, and hopefully I hope they drag out their quest to get to the portal to Earth, because I feel like once they reach the portal back to Earth, the story pretty much ends at that point. I mean, they probably could do stuff, but I feel like this quest, I really hope they drag it out a little bit. I mean, unless they have an end game, at which point I'd be happy with, but I kind of want to see this series to go on for a bit. So I really hope they kind of drag it out, but at the same time, if they don't, it's alright. But I'm wondering how this quest will go, what their journey is going to be like. Maybe they'll encounter other people, other kinds of civilization, maybe kind of like mutant animals kind of thing. I don't know, but I'm very excited for this. The cover, like I said, I always look at the colors, and I really like the blue background. Not much really to go on, just probably them on their quest, as you can see. But other than that, I think this is a pretty good cover. Alright, so next I got Killer Be Killed issue 19. Now the synopsis says, if Dylan can't get to the trouble, well, it'll just come to him. Trapped in the insane asylum, Dylan fights for his life and whatever future he may have. Now this is very interesting. I'm excited for this. I think this new arc's been off to a good start so far, and I'm very excited to see what it awaits. I really enjoyed the second issue. I'm gonna have my review on that soon, so stay tuned for that. But just going off what happened in the last issue, I'm very interested to see what is gonna go on with the copycat and how that's gonna play into the story arc and how it's gonna shape him moving forward and his killing. That's something I'm very interested in, and I'm very interested to see how he ends up escaping the insane asylum. As for this cover, it's blah to me. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't really like when they just do plain white backgrounds. I like it when they do add some color to it. You got the little red background, but other than that, this is not one of my favorite covers. I think the previous issue, issue 18, had a great cover. However, this one, eh, nothing I like. The one thing I like out of this one is you got Dylan, and each issue so far in this arc has had him in the insane asylum with his mask on or partially off. And now this one, you have his mask completely off and he's exposed. So I wonder if that's going to play into this issue. Because if you read the last issue, you know Mason has figured out his identity pretty much of the vigilante killer. So I wonder if this issue is where the entire city or world, maybe probably not world, but at least the entirety of New York City finally realizes who Dylan really is and that he is the vigilante killer. I wonder if that'll be a part of the story. This the synopsis sounds great. Cover, like I said, though, not one of my favorites, but I'm definitely excited for what's gonna go on in this story arc. This story arc, like I said, has already been off to a great start, and I can't wait to see how it concludes in this issue. I'm surprised that they're concluding it with issue number 19. Don't they usually, for the second arc, don't they usually do the first 4 and then the one after that has like 5 issues? I'm surprised. I'm kind of confused as to why they're stopping at issue 19. I thought that issue 20 would be the end of this arc, but maybe they're kind of switching up to make us confused or just kind of throw us off our track or something. I don't know, but I'm very excited for this issue. Like I said, cover not as much, but like I said, still very excited. Can't wait to see what this story has in store for us moving forward. So we got Port of Earth number 5. Now the synopsis says, the rogue alien visitor who broke port protocol now lies dead as the port reopens for business. However, business partners from the alien business sponsorship arrive for a sensitive meeting on Earth. Meanwhile, security agents Rice and McIntyre are still traumatized and broken over what happened and uncover a unsolved threat to the ESA headquarters. Now, this is exciting. I really like this cover. I like the desolate kind of post-apocalyptic cover with the Christ Redeemer on the cover. I like how it's in Rio, this cover. I think that's such a cool cover. Now, I'm very excited for this. I haven't read issue 4, so please, no spoilers. But going into what I've read in the first 3 issues, I'm very excited and can't wait to see what happens. Now, next, we got The Realm issue number 6. Now, the synopsis for this says, after the traumatic events of the last issue, Rook and Ben embark on a desperate hunt for their enemies, unaware that something else is hunting them as well. So I'm very excited for this. I can't wait. I like Rook and I like this character Ben. I can't wait to see them go out on a hunt themselves. I think that we should get most of this probably being them on the hunt, but I think we should also see the rest of our characters kind of just dealing with what happened, the traumatic event of the last issue, see what's going on with them, see how they're dealing. But I think we're going to get a lot of what's going on with Rook and Ben in this story, so I'm very excited for that. Also, I'm very surprised that this is already coming out, because I feel like usually when Image first does its first arc, usually they come out a couple months later, kind of take a hiatus, see how they did. So I'm very surprised that this and Port of Earth is coming out so close back to back. But so I'm wondering if they think they already have a success on their hand, like with Port of Earth, like I said. So I think both of these books are definitely 2 books everybody should be on the lookout for, and I'm very excited to see what this book has entail when it comes to the second arc and how they set up things moving forward with the second arc. So I'm very excited for that. Like I said, The Realm issue number 6, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. The first trade I think will be out in April, so definitely pick it up if you haven't. I highly suggest it. It's definitely good, especially if you're into like The Walking Dead or post-apocalyptic worlds. I think it's definitely one everybody should definitely have their eye on, and definitely check out if you haven't already. So next we got Rose issue 11. Now the synopsis for this says, Ilya, Felix, and Artis have escaped Drusil's dungeon and are desperately searching for a young hero to warn her of Throne's capture. With a deeper understanding of her power, Rose embarks on her most dangerous mission yet. Now, first off, this is exciting because we have no idea who this Artis character is, and we haven't seen Throne get captured yet. So I'm wondering if that has to play in with the people that Rose is with right now. But I'm very excited for this. If you haven't read Rose, definitely go pick it up. If you're a fan of The Realm, I highly suggest it, but I can't wait. This cover looks awesome. I love the red background and the coloring, how it kind of contradicts both the blue and the red background is kind of opposite of each other. I really like that, and I can't wait for this issue. This will be the second to last for this arc. So it'll definitely probably be setting up something big in the final issue, issue 12. So if you haven't read this comic already, definitely go pick it up. I highly suggest it. Rose, the issue 11. Can't wait. Story is already off to a great start, and I just can't wait to see how this arc plays out. So definitely go pick it up if you haven't already. But I really am enjoying it, and I highly suggest it to you if you haven't read it already. Last, we got Witchblade number 6. Now the synopsis for this says, Alex has survived dying, demons, and the perils of hosting the Witchblade, but as she finally confronts the extent of the demonic forces influencing the NYPD, her enemies, and even those closest to her, she knows this may be a battle she might not win. So this is something survive. So this is something I'm very excited for, especially with the cover. I like how it's got the mirror kind of background and the Witchblade kind of device on the ground, blood all coming out of it. It's really exciting. I like how the recent issue had her finally accepting the Witchblade and kind of like getting ready to learn how to control and use her power kind of thing. So I'm very excited for that and how that'll link up in this issue. This is 3 issues later, so I'm very interested to see how that plays out. So yeah, I'm very excited for this. If you're a fan of Kill or Be Killed, definitely go pick up this comic. I definitely think if you're a fan of that book, you're definitely going to be a fan of Witchblade. It's a really great book, and already 3 issues in, I can't wait. So definitely go pick up this book. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts on these comics, their covers, and the synopsis. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon. That way you won't be able to miss any more of the comic content I put out on my channel. I do comic reviews for comics like Kill or Be Killed. And if you have any suggestions of comics you'd like me to review or any other comics you think I should pick up, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try to do my best to pick them up or do those reviews. So definitely, I'd like to get more involved. So with my subscribers. So please, if you have any suggestions, reviews, or comics I should pick up, let me know in the comment section down below. This has been Vision with Blind Entertainment, and I will see you next time.